on blue side. It was Kent State on blue side last game, so we have a side swap. They're going to stick to their Pike ban. They'll probably stick to all three of their bans. It will be on Kent State to make the adjustments, and they slam the GP ban, and they say no mas.
Yeah, they don't want to see chicken delivery on GP.
Probably for the rest of the series.
I mean, they're probably just going through their notebook right now. They're like, ban GP, ban GP. I don't see that here. We don't ban GP. After game 1, ban GP, ban GP.
Right. Evelyn being taken away from Flare Power, this is a champ that they pull out when they put Chicken on Renekton.
Right.
So when you ban GP, you would expect Chicken maybe goes to Renekton. You take away that Evelyn piece, but what surprises me is that Flare's just so... Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah, taking away the Evelyn, that makes total sense to me. Samira, Thresh, Pike bans. It looks like some OPGG/scouting comfort picks that they're taking away. Perfectly reasonable. Let's see what the first pick's going to be. Is it going to be Ornn? Is it going to be Ashe? Is it going to be Caitlyn? Is it going to be...
And here's Set.
Why not Set?
There's
They
Set.
have to take that away from Rekt, or he might run amok. This champion could go many places and has risen to the top of our Kent State York meta, if you would, if you will.
I mean, Condorex here, like, we saw this person have so much success on not sorry, I meant to say Ornn, but Volibear, another champion that this person seems to play in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and Volibear has risen in priority lately, as we see in the Worlds tournament. He's kind of a top 2 or 3. I think it's Ornn, Volley. Who am I missing as the third top? Renekton, maybe.
Renekton?
Or Scion, or...
Scion.
Scion is the new hotness? Scion is the new hotness.
Scion is the new hotness. He's really... I've seen a lot of people picking Scion into Ornn as a counter.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a pretty strong pick, too.
Scion is just... can solo kill you and be a main tank. Yeah,
and that's another off-meta pick we haven't seen in a while. There was Lissandra being locked in here for Kent State. I'm pretty sure that's going in that mid lane for Kenny.
Yeah, definitely, which gives Luigi Mesh kind of a low-key even lane with the Orianna, right? So not the strongest, like, most pressure pick coming out of Kent State, but it tells me they want to counterpick bot lane and maybe play through Starpona, right? So in order to do that with red side, you have to pick your top half first. So you can go top, mid, jungle. You can go top, mid, even marksman third here, and then you get counterpick support. Either way, my point is I think they want to use their second 2 picks red side and their last pick on securing a winning bot lane.
And I mean, I think York University is just going like, yeah, we already know what your game plan is. You guys want that winning bot lane? We're just going to pick the safest AD carry in the game. And they've picked the Ezreal just right now.
Right, which that Ezreal is going to be something that you want to look at banning if you want to play through bot lane, I think, in my opinion. 2 picks I like to ban when I'm playing through bot lane are Ezreal and Morgana. And because Morgana can kind of just spell shield your main engage and really stop that strategy.
Right.
And then Kent State Esports addressing top lane again now, banning out the Renekton that you said he might go to now, leaving Aatrox as Chicken Delivery's 3rd best pick. If you're going to ban one top in round 2 of red side, you should ban another top, in my opinion. But yeah, so Shen, now it's looking like Aatrox, or they could go something like Camille. Like, Chicken can play a lot of champions. I think Aatrox is next in comfort for him, but they could play so many things, I bet, with this guy.
I mean, there's already 3 top lane bans coming in from Kent State Esports, but I don't think you ban out a top laner like Chicken Delivery. If he's able to play GP, like, this guy's probably patient enough to play like many other champions.
That's a great point, and that's a good way to put it, too. Makes a lot of sense. If you can play GP, you probably have the capacity to learn many champions quickly, because he is so... I think GP is a very intricate champion. And look at that. Kent State is going to blind their top so that they can counterpick support.
If the one thing I didn't like about what Kent State just did right here was they had the Volibear already first picked. What York University don't know is where is that Volibear going? Is that a top lane Volibear or is that a jungle Volibear? With them picking a Mordekaiser right then and there, they gave up that flex. Now they have no idea where that... Now they no idea. Now they know exactly where that Volibear. It's a jungle Volibear, top lane Mordekaiser.
Yeah, I see your point, Keck. It's a great one, but it's to preserve the support counterpick because they need to see what York is going to pull out so that they can address it. Now you pick Lux, an immobile champion that can be abused by Engage. I just say go Engage. Not and Leona are already banned.
The thing is, I don't think that support counterpick really mattered that much here because they can always just blind pick a Nautilus. I mean, Nautilus is banned. They could have just blind picked Leona because the common answer to Leona is Nautilus. Those are the go-to tank support engaged champions. They could have just blind picked Leona right there. Oh, no, I take that back.
Leona and Nod are banned, leaving the third hook champion being Blitzcrank. So essentially, they needed to see the support from York, that Lux, before they locked in a hook champion in case it was Morgana, Braum, Alistar, right?
But that's the thing. Even if they picked Morgana, the Tristana just wins lane against Ezreal so hard. Because the big thing teams need to know is that playing through a lane doesn't necessarily mean you gank that lane. It means you play towards that side of the map, so they get you lane priority, so you can play for invades or set up the wave for a gank.
That's right.
So that's the point of the counter pick winning side of the map. They don't have to play to kill the lane. So that's why I was saying you could just pick a tank support engage, because you already have the Tristana, which smashes the Ezreal in lane. You go for the tank support, you'll have an engaged, reliable tool, no matter what they pick. Morgana can only black shield one person.
Yeah, and I do think Morgana is low-key a bait pick. I know I brought her up, but I see your point. I see what you're saying. I just think Kent State came into this draft with the game plan of killing the bot lane of York University. And as we move on to a very quick break while these guys load onto the Rift, I will see you soon. Do not go anywhere. See you on the Rift for this League Saturday Series Season 1 Grand Finals, third place match. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch your browser. Text your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
Grab a monster. And
get a monster.
Get me one too.
If you sneeze during this broadcast, God bless you. And we are back. We are live. We are loaded in. Locked, ready to go. Purchasing our initial items and leaving the base. This is Kent State University against York University. In the third place match, that's the Grand Finals Consolation match. Third place of the League Saturday Series Season 1.
And right now, York University has the lead in this series. They won the first game in a very convincing style, very, very dominant.
And you know
trying to see if Kent State can bring it back.
That is what I'm looking for as well. I want to see a back-and-forth series all the way to Game 5 where it comes down to one moment. We see Chicken Delivery on his Aatrox pick into the Condor X Mordekaiser. Now, as a top laner, I think this is a matchup that Aatrox could possibly abuse. I think he can just heal on the Mordekaiser. And it was a counter pick, right? They locked in the Mord so that they could hide their support pick, which gave away the volley flex and gave York University the information they needed to lock in this Aatrox. He's rocking the new skin.
You know, I'm sort of to think maybe they just picked Aatrox because he got the new skin. He just wanted to play it.
Dude, it's a nice skin. I really like those. Odyssey? Is it?
Odyssey,
I love the Odyssey skins, dude.
Oh, yeah. Hold on, I got my coin here. Got my coin ready. This time I'm going to call heads is York and Kent is tails.
Okay, great.
This is my predictions right now. I got tails. I'm thinking Kent State wins this game.
Let me see. Let me make sure it's tails. Okay. So you have Kent State winning?
Yeah, I think Kent State wins this one. They won the coin flip.
Well, that's what I
And here we see a cheese coming in that ball and forcing the flash from Laser King. Great hook from Moosinator. And they're going to have a massive HP advantage down here in that bot lane.
And look who took red and is already on his way. It's Volibear. He can go 3 camps and look bot. All they need to do, Starpwn or Moosinator can stack this wave, which is kind of hard to do in a double range. But if they stack a wave up and can set up a dive for volley, I think it's definitely doable with no flash on Laser King.
Right.
They'd want to do on the cannon wave. I think the wave leaving base right now. Oh, as another
looking for the hook right there. They did have the level 2 advantage right there. They were looking for that all in.
I think they could dive with the wave that is hitting their tier 2 turret right now. See how Volley is walking up in the river? If he goes by with that wave, I think there could be a dive angle. That's okay. He might just flash gank mid, which is pretty reliable in itself.
Here we see him. Cleanse. Here we see him on that.
Here it comes.
He's going in that mid lane. Lissandra going in, finds the root onto Luigi Mask, but unfortunately, Luigi Mask is just going to proc phase rush.
So right here, Kick, let me interrupt you and say you could crash this wave as Tristana, kill that cannon, force these 6 minions in there, and Volibear, I think, could have maybe looked for a
And look at this. We have a gank on the top lane right now. They're looking for a possible dive on the Condorix, but he's just going to walk out, forcing the flash burnt.
That's 2-for-1 flashes, by the way. That's Flare Power Flash and Chicken Delivery Flash, or Condor X Flash. So that is definitely worth. He also can TP back to lane So they'll have TP advantage as Chicken Delivery can probably bounce this. Eyes back on this flashless Ezreal.
Oh, great buffer from Laser King using the arcane
dive.
shift just to get out of the Blitzcrank hook. Really well played from him. And here we see Volibear in the backside of the tower here. Possibly a dive or a gank as we see the bot lane from...
They need to insta-kill this wave to dive it.
And they're not going to dive. The flash forward from Musadina here gets the knockup onto the Ezreal here. First blood going over to Blitzcrank. He finds the hook onto Aileros as well. Aileros is going to try to run for her life. Pops the barrier, does not need to burn flash.
All right, so they get Ezreal here, heal, Lux barrier, and you're right, Keck, they didn't need to dive. All they needed to do was flash their Blitzcrank. When Blitzcrank flashes with his punch, you can guarantee the hook. That's enough CC for Volibear to get there, and they actually just blow the Ezreal up.
And the funny thing is, for Blitzcrank, it doesn't matter that he burnt flash, because
Right.
he has Hex.
Yeah.
So you're going to see this robot just come out of nowhere. Flash at you, and he's going to throw a hook.
Oh, yeah. When I play Hex Tech Flash Champions, I'm just looking for an excuse to flash instantly because it's so much fun having that up every, 30 seconds. It's pretty ridiculous.
And Condorex getting the better of Chicken Delivery here up in that top lane. Good damage coming through.
I'm not too sure how this matchup goes, to be very honest. I play a bit of Aatrox and zero Mordekaiser. I thought it was going to be Aatrox favor, and I wonder if it still will be. But for all I know,
have no clue.
You don't either? Hey, that's okay. We'll have these
I
guys
haven't
show
seen
us.
that chant. I haven't seen Boris picked in so long.
Boris?
Yeah, it's Boris.
Who?
The champion. Aatrox is dead. Aatrox was like, remember?
The shopkeep?
You don't know the joke, do you?
No. The shopkeeper?
But here we see an all-in coming in from Star Power. That's so much damage here. Teleport from Chicken Delivery going to be canceled by Condorex. But anyways, back on the joke I was talking about.
Okay.
When Aatrox got reworked, they changed his kit so much that the Aatrox community on Reddit just said he died. And they just renamed their champion Boris.
Oh. I did not know that. That's a funny one. Is Boris not the shopkeep? Who's the shopkeeper?
I don't know who the shopkeeper is. But looks like Kent State are going to go for this dragon right here. Strong bot lane prio.
Yeah, the Tristana's working, right? That was... You can pick Ezreal, he's a safe pick, but we will pick Tristana, who will jump on you and burst you, and if you E away, you still have a bomb on your head. I love that Tristana pick. It's working out really well. These are the kind of draft adjustments you have to make as a coach here if you want to win your team money. And Keck, that reminds me, the winner of this series is in the money, and the loser is one, spot out. So this series is hype, really hype in that matter. Our finals match we see later today, both teams are already in the prize pool, so this is the one to get in. So a lot of pressure on these guys to come up with a game plan that can work. And so far, the Blitz Tristana is working, and I love it.
I mean, if you're thinking of a kill lane, bot lane, it's still traditional. It's Tristana in Blitzcrank. And here we see Rex here. It's sitting in that bush looking for a gank here. Penny's going to go in, gets the root onto Luigi Mash. Luigi Mash is going to pop face rush, running out. He uses the shockwave to bring Rex under the tower. And here we have more action in the bot lane. Musadina using his god hands to pull the Ezreal in.
Luigi Mash smurfed that 2v1, did not even flash, kept his composure, held his ulti until it was kill threat. He cleansed the Lissandra W. He was perfectly calm during the Lissandra R. And I think we can take another look. So watch him cleanse the Lissandra W. And he does not insta-flash after Lissandra R. The other thing I'm looking for is where is Volley's up front burst combo. So Rekt hits Q, but where is his E? Where is his W? I don't see Volley
I think his
E.
Q might have ran out when he ran out.
His Q runs out, and there's no E there. So, yeah, Nerves of Steel by Luigi Mash. He's going to go ahead and turn that. And that's a huge play for this game.
That's just really well played from Luigi Mash. Uses the cleanse perfectly there, actually. Pops the cleanse initially to dodge the root, but once you burn cleanse the first time, all subsequent CC that are targeted onto your champion are reduced by, I think, 70 or something %. I don't know the exact numbers, but they're really high. And look at this, some trade in the top lane. Conrix is going to use the Delta Ram onto Chicken Delivery here. But he needs to leave. He has no idea that Flare Pyre is here to do the gank. And that's going to be a kill going over to Chicken Delivery on this Aatrox.
Yeah, and Conrax, I think, was not fully committed to the kill. I am not sure if I caught that in time. Okay, so yeah, if you're going to ulti here and you're out of turret range, you need to follow that up. You have Conqueror and you have your passive ticking, which can heal you. The fact that he walks away, now he's stuck with Chicken Delivery, who's jungler is on the way, and as soon as they get out of that Death Realm, it's a 2v1. So if you're going to ult the Aatrox there, you need to commit to killing him with your Conquer and your healing. That's something Mordekaiser can do really well, but we see a bit of a squawful in the river. Kenny.
And look at this. It's a 3v2 topside. Shockwave's going to find some damage onto Kenny here. Showmaker coming in from Flare Power, but Kenny's going to flash away.
And the hook!
And the hook gets the kill onto Flare Power. God hands here. Musinator doing so much work with his Blitzcrank. And Rek walks away with 1 HP.
Rek gets away with 1. Kenny was able to slither his way out. So he used his E, the claw dash thing, and while he was in midair from set tackle, he was able to take that E after he was tackled by set and just escape. Volibear gets down to 1 and ends up being a 1-for-0 for Kent State. So really well played. I thought when Kenny was kind of face-checking them that he was going to die soon, but I was very wrong. And the hook will get a stack and a minion for Star Poner.
I'm really not sure what team was starting that Herald. Was it York University and the Herald played right there?
I think it was Kent. Yeah, I think it was York because it was Kenny that kind of walked into 3, but the way the fight played out, actually really tricky fight.
Now we see Blitzcrank going back in that bot lane, looking for some cheesy shenanigans again. No minions now. He's running up, winding up the W. Gets the hook into Laser King again. Laser King's just gonna have to buffer it.
That's actually really, really nice. I took a replay of that because I want to show how an Ezreal can save his support. You tank the hook, but you buffer your E before it hits so that it won't hit your Lux. So if you guys watch, as Musinator approaches, Laser King will body block his Lux, eat the hook, and buffer the E out of it. It's just a really cool interaction. See how he walks right in front of Lux, and he'll just take that and E out of it? Really, really nice stuff here from Laser King.
Diddy. Support lives matter. And here we see again Flare Power down in this ball lane. He likes to play this lane gank style. Oh, and look at this Luigi match going for a ward clear, but Kenny's just going to engage right onto her. But unfortunately, Rek walks over a ward.
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing really committed from either side there, and a bit of vision taken from Rek down the volley there.
So, looking at that top lane matchup now, I feel like Aatrox at first has some tough time. Oh, and look at this bot lane. Musinator runs up and hooks Aileros here. Aileros is going to burn the barrier, but gets blown up by the bomb.
Yo, the Tristana burst is really surprising these guys. Flare Power was there on set, ready to counter gank. He was in the right place at the right time, but his teammate died too fast for him to even affect the fight. They take the 1-for-0 and leave, and when they picked Lux, when York picked Lux, you can pick Blitz, and just, if you already have a Tristana, you can one-shot that Lux pretty reliably. And Kent State is hard playing the bot now, and it's really working out for them.
Yeah, and I was talking before that bot lane skirmish started, the top lane matchup, Aatrox versus Mordekaiser. I think this matchup just needs some time. I think once Aatrox gets some more AD, because that's when his items really start to affect his ratios on his Q, and his healing as well, right? But that's when I feel like Aatrox really comes online on this matchup. Look at this, Mordekaiser bought so much armor here. He has the Bramble of his first item, but Chicken Delivery is still just kind of just tearing right through him.
I think Chicken Delivery is going to go Warhammer Cleaver, and once he gets Cleaver, I think he stomps this lane.
Oh yeah, easily. Cleaver just does so much armor penetration.
And it's pretty easy for Aatrox to stack and get a lot of value out of. Flare will enter brush number 1 of the lane. I think he may have gotten spotted.
No, he didn't.
No, you see that minion fighting right now that's about to die. He can't see the end of that alcove brush. Okay, I trust you, Keck. Oh, what about now?
That's the really difficult thing about alcoves, is that if you walk along the very edge of that wall, even if minions are there, you can't see him. The only thing that will reveal if someone walks into the alcove is if you put a ward there.
Okay. So if Flare Power is unspotted, ConderX must just be playing appropriately.
You see, ConderX is playing appropriately not because Flare Power is there, but because he already knows that he's hard losing these trades against Chicken Delivery. He's just opting for the loss fight. And here we look, more aggression in the bot lane here. Star Poner on this Tristana doing so much work. And look at this top lane aggression here. ConderX is forced to flash, but he pulls away the set.
Dive.
And here he comes the ultimate showstopper onto ConderX here. And the Haymaker to finish off the kill. Flashes out Kenny up here in the top lane, teleporting in. This help his top laner out. pops the ultimate, gets the great third Q flash for Chicken Delivery.
Chicken Delivery with that Q3 flash will bring the hammer down and eventually kill the Lissandra. We can bring up a replay here. These are the plays that you can make when you're really good at this Aatrox champion. So they call the dive, the set. Tackle comes in, they're able to take care of Counter X. It's a TP from Kenny to answer, so he goes and cleans up Flare Power, but what does that mean for him and Chicken Delivery in the 1v1? Kenny here has flash, okay? He's thinking about how do I get over a wall, but it's too late when Chicken Delivery flashes while his Q3 is mid-air. Gives Kenny not enough time to react, and he will go down. And now we see this Aatrox emerging as a possible carry threat in the mid-game here. While conversely, Kent State's bot lane already has that Storm Razor and is massively ahead.
Oh, and here comes Tristana. She's jumping in again, but she's going to eat a Luxol to the face. And she's trying to run out. Gets the reset and jumps out as well. Chicken Delivery teleporting down in the bot lane, looking to get a return kill and punish the aggression from this bot lane from Kent State.
And it's a shutdown onto who other than Chicken Delivery, who uses his TP to now counter the Tristana jumping in. He would have loved to kill the Tristana, but he will settle for the Blitzcrank, who had a bounty on his head either way. We'll have to see what Chicken does. He goes for a recall. He'll head back top.
Oh, and look at this Star Boner knows that even though he's so low, it does not matter. This is a Lux support. She is so squishy. And he just kills her.
That Lux support being the last pick while the enemy's support was still not picked yet, or you thought maybe it was... Oh, no, yeah, it hadn't been picked yet. I'm really questioning the Lux support, and it seemed like they drafted that while... We already knew Kent State's plan was to kill your laner because they had a Tristana. I don't think Lux was exactly a pick, but, you know, hindsight...
I don't think this... At this point in the game, I don't think it's a draft issue. This is just... Lux just has to be super careful. She was 0-3 at the time. She was 0-3. Yeah, she's 0-3 at this point in the game. Now 0-4. But you have to realize this is a Lux support. She's so squishy. She's so far behind. Any champion, if sees her, she's dead. It doesn't even have to be Tristana. Like, even Blitzcrank could probably solo her at this point.
So you're saying Lux is fine, you just need to be careful where you step.
Right. Lux is okay in this draft, but it's because she's just so far behind, so set back. Because she's level 7 as opposed to a level 9 Tristana, that's just a clear stat difference.
Right. And they will reap their rewards. Not only 2 dragons, not only a 2k lead, but the first turret as well. They are now up in structures. And it really looks like the game is going to be on the Chicken Delivery's shoulders, along with Luigi Mash, who, remember, outplayed that 2v1 and is farming really well. Both mid laners at about 9 per minute. Let's see, Kenny.
Oh, she sees that Kenny walks up with the claw, and so she preemptively uses the shockwave to try to get the kill. And looks like Aileros's Lux ultimate not quite able to find the mark onto
Kenny just had a really sick dodge on the Oriole, if you guys take another look. So Kenny uses his E, at which he can take any point. So when the shockwave comes from Ori, he'll take his E early to dodge it. If you guys see this, pretty crazy. Because Luigi wants to use the R to interrupt it, but he just takes the short E and goes in. But we have a Drake start.
He actually flashes as well.
We have a Drake start here for Kent State with the power of that Tristana. There will be no steal from the Ezreal Arcane... I'm sorry.
True Shot Barrage.
True Shot Barrage. Keck. What an absolute stud.
But really good attempt from Ezreal here. For some reason, Kent State didn't even try to clear the vision there with the sweepers that they did have. And based off the scoreboard right now, both their sweepers are off cooldown. So they just kind of deliberately did Dragon while leaving vision up. That could have been an Ezreal steal. It was close. It was close.
Yep, they didn't check every single box, right? So it meant that Laser King had a pretty decent look, but was not able to get it. Now we see Chicken Delivery responding on the opposite side of the map, getting Herald. This is definitely what you should be doing. And, you know, this 17-minute mark, as 20 minutes approaches, it's all on... It's not all on, but a lot of this is going to be on Chicken Delivery to carry, as we see Moose with the hook.
With the Hex Tech. Hex Flash hook. But as we see here, this was a comp that Kent State drafted. They wanted to win and play through bot lane. And this is exactly what they did. The Tristana, the Blitzcrank, such kill pressure onto the Lux and the Ezreal here in that bottom lane. And that's where all of their gold lead is. Oh, and look at
Luigi.
this. Kenny is just being so disrespectful in front of Luigi Mash. Luigi Mash was just like, no, I'm going to just do so much damage to you. You have to go back.
Certainly was disrespectful, but it took a lot of Luigi Mash's mana and his ult, I guess you could say. Ezreal with another E-buffer.
Here comes Chicken Delivery here. He's looking on the flank. He's looking to kill Musinator here.
Oh,
and it looks like the chicken beats the cow today.
Wow, the chicken
I take that back to the moose.
beats the cow. Who is the cow exactly, Keck?
I thought it was Musinator. But it's a moose.
You thought he was playing Alistar or something?
Yeah, he was last game.
The chicken reigns supreme, and they will take mid lane turret. This is exactly what I wanted to see from Chicken Delivery. You get your mid-game spike. You're on Cleaver. You're pretty fed, but Kenny...
Oh, but look in the bot lane here. Kenny is going to find the ultimate onto Luigi Mash under the tower as well. He's looking to chase down Luigi Mash, but Luigi Mash with the phase rush is able to run. He's fancy feet dodging so many abilities, uses the flash at the last possible second.
Really nice late flash. Really, really nice holding your flash till that very last second. It's pretty brutal as Kenny to see him flash away with one, but at least he did get his flash for his efforts.
That was so close.
Really close. And
But now, looking at the objective timers, Baron will be up in 30 seconds here.
That's right. But Kent State's eyes are on that Infernal. I think Kent State does not want to commit too many resources, too much vision on the top side of the map. Look at all the vision invested in the bottom half of the map right now. 3 pinks here for York University, and some red vision too, and probably more soon as we see Musinator with some free time dropping some wards here. I think it's all about this Infernal, denying the soul if you're York University, and claiming the soul if you're Kent. And it'll probably be all or nothing contest from York.
What's the next dragon? The next Infernal Dragon is going to be up in a minute 30. So that's Soul Point. They are this team right here, Kent State University. They are on Soul Point right now.
That's right. An Infernal Soul on that Tristana who wants to one-tap you. Pretty ideal. Laser King will grab red. He is on 2 items. So because he went Frozen Gauntlet, he has 2 items before this 4th Drake. If an Ezreal were to go Triforce here, he probably would not have that completed.
Oh, and another really well-timed Ezreal E-buffer into the Blitzcrank hook.
And that's been coming in handy. Imagine if you were any other champion and couldn't just disappear from that hook. Musinator probably getting more looks, but still the Blitz was picked in response of the Lux and the 3 hook support bans, right? So.
And here looks possible engage here. Kenny with that Proto Belt. Try to close some of the distance here, but...
Yeah, you know what they're not doing, Keck? They're not taking control of the red quadrant of York University. Those 3 pinks are still there. That's the next step. You need to push them in, find those pinks and kill them. Put your own vision down. Make it a battle of this territory here.
Oh, and here we see some action going down here as well. Chicken Delivery finds the tethering chains onto the Volibear, and Kenny forced to clock
Shockwave
out. Here.
No Shockwave, I think.
That is no Shockwave. The Clockwave was not able to find the mark onto Kenny.
And now that you're forcing them to walk in the river and you have vision control, your Blitzcrank can get angles here as they try and kill out wards.
And he finds the hook onto Chicken Delivery here. And here comes the set with the hate and the showstopper into the enemy team. And we see Mordekaiser's going to pop the ultimate onto Flare. They're in a 1v1. But here, Tristana's hitting for free. She's shooting bullets after bullets. And this is a double kill going over to the Tristana. She's going to get resets here. Luxbridge finds 2. Godrix is so low. He's trying to survive. But double kill onto Laser King here. And this might be a turnaround fight. Laser King's looking for a possible pentakill here.
Laser King in the long fight with the Ezreal. Oh my god.
The flash route from Lux not able to find anything here. And Laser King is on a rampage. That is a delayed quadra kill.
Laser King with the quadra. What an absolutely crazy fight for York University. So much was focused on killing Chicken Delivery. It was the primary engage, and I also saw Alessandra follow up and kill Chicken, but they used so much. Laser King was able to stack Conqueror and just do a ton of damage in the long fight. We can take another look because I'm pretty sure they get this Drake. Eyes on Ezreal here. As we see, this was right when the fight kind of was disengaged and Ezreal was taking control of it with the red buff and Frozen Gauntlet. If you tag someone with the Q, they're pretty much in your range for the next one. If you can chain enough of those together, you can do a lot of damage on Ezreal, and it was Laser King coming up huge, denying the Infernal Soul from Kent State. But
And if you're Kent State, that is tough to see because you put so much resources into that ball and to get Tristana to snowball and stomp that Ezreal. And here you see Ezreal coming up huge, coming back and getting himself 4 kills in one fight.
Yeah, and look at the nature of these two AD carries. One of them wants to jump in and can do a ton of burst on one target at a time, like very quickly. The other one loves the really long fights where I'm going to slow you and chip you and I'm going to stay in this really safe range. You can never get to me, especially if you're using your tools to kill my Aatrox. The Ezreal gets to free fire. So the nature of those two ADs, the longer the fight is, I think the more Ezreal will benefit.
And here comes Blitzcrank. Oh no! Laser King wasn't ready to buffer with his Arcane Shift, and he's going to get hooked, but looks like the rest of the blue team is here to answer back. Star Powder goes in for the kill. He gets the shutdown onto Ezreal, but he's going to go down as well. Shutdown for him going down to Flare Pyre.
And this play looked rushed by Kent State. Looked pretty rushed. I mean, we even saw Star Powder going in and giving his second shutdown just to kill Laser King. I'm sure that was a shutdown too, but it's just starting to look more York favored and a bit rushed by Kent State. They have the tools to set up clean kills with the Tristana, but that wasn't very clean. And I want to know if York University is going to put the gas pedal down and choke this game out and close it, or will Kent State have another opportunity at an Infernal Soul and eventually get one? Because you have to close this game out, or else every 5 minutes, Kent State is going to have a chance of getting an Infernal Soul, whether it's a steal or just a team fight win. And the gold, pretty even neck and neck. What a series we have on our hands so far.
And let's take a look at the gold individually across the teams here. 10k gold onto Chicken Delivery, 10k as well onto Luigi Match, and 9k gold onto Ezreal. That Ezreal was probably like really far behind at that point in the game until he got those 4 kills for that 4th dragon fight. And now Tristana, yeah, she's the most fed member in the game, but she can only do as much damage as her team allows her to. If her team all falls before she can finish off priority targets, then she's not going to be able to do much.
Right. And one thing I'm starting to see as a property of the Kent State comp is they just seem so front-loaded. Their Mordekaiser, who likes long sustained fights, he's a bit behind. So looking at Volibear, Lissandra, and Tristana, all of these champions are extremely front-loaded. They burst you, and then they need their cooldowns back up, other than Tristana, who can free fire and does well there. Lissandra and Volibear, they need their cooldowns, right? So if their initial burst doesn't get them kills, if the Lux shields are enough, if the cleanses are up and everything, they will lose the fight if it gets disengaged over a long period of time.
Right. And now, as we see here, York University, they are no longer in the lead here in terms of gold. They still have soul points. If they can get that 4th dragon, that Infernal Soul does so much work for them. And looks like the support has left the game. And we have a pause.
Yeah. And so a quick pause, maybe some issues with the support, but Kek, what do you think about this game so far? Pretty hype. I think it's still really close. I think it's anyone's game because of the looming threat of that soul point. Do you think they make an all-out push for that Drake Soul, or do they look for steal, or are they like, you know what, let's just go kill them all. We have champions that can kill people.
It's really tough to say right now, just because, like, right now, Kent State, they've thrown all the eggs into the Tristana basket. No one else on their team really has money and much of the kills here. So if Tristana doesn't succeed, Kent State doesn't succeed.
That's right.
That's really all it is. And they have the tools to play around it. They have the Mordekaiser. As long as Mordekaiser can ult priority targets to keep them out of the fight so that Tristana can whittle down the rest, that's huge for them. At the same time, they have the lockdown from Lissandra. They have the CC. They have the tools for engagement. But the only issue is Tristana is the only damage source at this current state of the game.
Right.
If Orianna finds a good shockwave, or if Aatrox is able to get onto her, or Ezreal is able to poke her up like before fights, she's not going to be able to perform to what Kent State needs.
Right. So all the eggs in the Tristana basket, and I think she was approaching her 3rd item, and that's going to be a Zeal item, which will really amp up her ability to just free fire, right? Because I think at 1 item, Tristana is very good at using her E. And at Infinity Edge, she can kind of do both. But once you start getting in the 3-4 item range, And her range actually goes up with levels, right? Tristana, she gets longer range each level she gets up. So if this game goes late and she's level 18, she will have the capability of not only DPSing over time enough for... Oh, and we are back into the game. And a missed hook.
Musinator looking for a possible pick here, but not quite able to mark anybody there.
Long story short, Tristana is a burst champion early, but can be a carry threat, a DPS threat in the late game, as many of us already know, with 3 items approaching 4. And Drake is up in 1 minute.
1 minute left, and this is Dragon is key for Kent State here. If they can get that Infernal Soul, they'll be in such a strong state.
There could be memories lurking of last fight and how it went, though. I think they need to just reassess their target evaluation and their prioritization and just take this fight from a different angle. But I think Kent State should absolutely fight for this. And we see here's the vision battle in the river. Frontliners walking up, taking wards. It looks like York is going to have control of at least that front end of the river here.
And we see here Kenny up in that top lane, pushing out the side lane here. Just resetting the wave so that it crashes in the middle. He's looking to teleport into this dragon fight.
Yeah, I wonder if Kenny will look for a TP flank and what he would do with it, right? Because we see him running out of bases, Lissandra. He can go ahead and get mid.
Oh, and look at this. Chicken Delivery is already in the backline, popping the ultimate World Ender and having to stopwatch. And the Shockwave finds 2, going massive damage. Kenny's also in the mix of the fight.
Oh,
gets the reset, gets the kill, but she's going to go down very soon. That's going to be a hook onto Laser King as well. This fight is going everywhere. People are just dropping left and right. But it looks like York University are coming out on top of here. Kenny's looking for a kill onto possible Aileros here. But Chicken Delivery is doing his best to keep
Kenny
his support alive.
Kenny 1v2.
But Kenny, he can probably 1v2 this, and he predicts the claw from Kenny here.
And he gets over the wall. He goes back in.
Right in. He pops the tethering chains. He's looking for some more healing, but
he couldn't do it.
Going over to Kenny, 450 gold, and that's going to be an ace going over for Kent State University. And it looks like Infernal Soul as well.
What an absolute battle by Kent State to take what they believe is theirs. It's that Infernal Soul. What they put all the baskets and eggs in the Star Pwner basket for. They will claim it. I have a replay. I don't think it catches the end, but I want you guys to watch Star Pwner here. After we see Chicken Delivery Zanya's, they switch focus here. Star Pwner, he's on that little plan here. He will now go target Luigi Mash. Flash over, auto R. She pops from half health. He's able to jump and DPS, but they take him down. But ultimately, it's Chicken Delivery on the Aatrox who can carry the long fight because he can heal sustain. He has Death Dance, he has Conqueror, and they didn't have an answer for him in that fight. Chicken Delivery almost 1v9s the fight. At the end of the day, it's the lasting members of Kenny and Rekt who are able to win it at the end of the day again and take the Infernal Soul. That is massive for this game.
Yeah, unfortunately for Chicken Delivery there, if he had his ultimate, the World Ender, right there in that fight, in that 1v2 situation, he wins that, hands down. But he didn't have his ultimate. So he doesn't have that bonus AD, he doesn't have that extra healing that he could be dishing out to these champions.
He never had ulti there?
No, he burnt it early on in that fight.
Oh,
he burnt it when he got hooked by Blitzcrank when he was on the flank in the back line.
I mean, that's probably what I would do if I got yonked by Boostinator. Yeah. But you could argue if you're going to stopwatch after the hook, don't R first. Exactly. You want that R time. Yeah. Exactly. Makes sense, okay. And now it's Baron time. York, I think, would be happy to chill for 4 minutes 30 and look for an Elder steal or an Elder fight because the one way to beat an Infernal Soul comp is by getting Elder, and it's anybody's Elder if you can get your jungler in the pit with Smite. I think that's one strategy. Other than that, they can have faith in the Ezreal and the Orianna to scale, and the Aatrox, of course. But we'll see how either team plays Baron. We see Condorex in the bot lane on Mordekaiser. I don't see Chicken Delivery going that way. Chicken Delivery is the only TP on York University, and he is in the pit. He's not playing away from the Baron. He's on the Baron at this moment, meaning Condorex can generate some pressure in the bot side here as he pushes that wave. Someone will have to answer it, and I think it will be Chicken. He's recalling. All right, so you got Infernal Soul. What is your move, Keck, here if you are... If you are Kent State, what is the move?
we are Kent State. Well, I mean, they look to go for, oh, we have a pause right now.
Another pause. I mean, you could just watch the end of this fight then as Chicken Delivery. This is a tricky, that Q3 was really nice knowing Kenny would probably take that. He hops over his E but then goes back in. Kenny Zanya's on the empowered auto attack. Chicken could not get that heal.
I think he thought that the Zanya's was down there in that fight.
Right.
Nobody ever expects the Zanya's.
Especially at the end of a long fight, right?
Precisely.
Yeah, so if it's the end of a long fight in this, Lysandra has been through so much, she's really low out of mana. When you go for that passive auto for that heal, you don't expect the Zanyas to come in. And then he had Volibear running at him and chose to Q instead of maybe trying to stick the auto before the Volley Burst, but I think either way he was dead, and we are back in action.
You were asking me what Kent State does now with this Inferno Soul, what this lead.
What is the play?
Right now, because they have that Inferno Soul, that's so much extra bonus damage that they have. And right now the gold is dead even, but because it's dead even with that Inferno Soul bonus that they have, I think Kent State is in the lead here. They have the advantage. So they should be the ones pushing up the lanes, getting lane priority, walking in that jungle, and getting Baron with vision.
Yeah, you can basically clear all the vision in the river out, right? Which might not be easier said than done. But once you do that, your Blitzcrank in Fog of War is such a threat. Most teams don't even know how to approach it, how to path and who to send in first. So now we see some vision battles coming in here. Starpawner on 4 items now. He has the Last Whisper. Or, I'm sorry, the Lord Dominic's. Ezreal has Death Dance, so that's when that champion kind of gets ridiculous. Laser King here. Remember, he had a Quadra earlier in the game. Has the potential to pop off, carry these fights.
Right, now that he has that completed Death Stance, he has 40% CDR now. So he's going to be able to throw those Qs out as much as he wants. So we just see some wave pushing coming in from both teams here. Both teams are just fighting to get priority in these lanes, shoving up that minion wave so they can go into the jungle to set up vision.
But the Elder clock is ticking, right? And I think that's when everything gets spicy. I think these seconds matter a lot. Once it gets down to like 1 minute until Elder, then it's like who are we sending where exactly, right?
Right. Ideally here, Kent State wants to get this Baron before Elder spawns.
Oh,
and
look
then
at
as
this.
you see here, they are doing it right now.
The over-the-wall Starpawner start. This is genius. It probably won't get sussed out for a few seconds as you see these guys are still tussling over.
Oh, and Musinator is actually going to trick them here. Look at that. They think there's something going on. There was a possible fight here. When the whole time, Kent State was sneaking the Baron.
That is beautiful. We talked about the Tristana range. I didn't know that play.
And here comes Kenny. Flashes forward, gets a 3-man route. Here comes Wrecked as well, jumping in with the Volibear ultimate. He is massive here, being a huge frontline for his team. While Flare Pyre looking for the showstopper into the backlane, gets massive damage done as well. And Ailuros with the Lux ultimate gets a snipe onto Musinator here, saying better support wins.
Laser King, no, and Ailuros. The two backliners, when they're together and they're untouched, if you're using all your resources to deal with Chicken Delivery and Flare Pyre, the Ezreal can still free fire. But at the end of the day, Kent State with a really, really beautiful Baron take, they will be able to clean up their base and have that pressure leading into Elder. But I should add that Elder is any team's game. The team who gets that Drake can probably win the fight despite the Infernal or the gold. I just think Elder buff is that strong, so we'll have to see these teams rush to get there, get control, and find a proper angle to win a fight.
And really unfortunate here, like Mordekaiser really just doesn't have a really good way to get into these fights. And we see him, he just kind of dies in a very inopportune spot.
Mordekaiser is awful into Ezreal. Oh, Chicken! That was huge! That was actually huge!
Chicken steals the Scuttle Crab here. They were going to have the Shrine buff for this Elder Drake.
Yeah, that's so important. I love that snag. But yeah, like I was saying, Mordekaiser kind of falling off, did not curve in this game. Really useless into Ezreal. You know, can stand up to set probably, but other than that, he has issues with the York comp, but that's okay. They can channel their energy through other members of the roster.
And now we're looking for this Dragon. It's huge for both of these teams here. The team that takes the Elder Dragon wins the fight and probably has map control for the next good 2 or 3 minutes.
Look at the control. They kind of have to back up while Blitzcrank's hook's on cooldown. I'm sure it's up now. It's probably like 8 to 12 seconds at this point. But now with York University full control of the river. My question is, do they tag Elder? They should tag Elder and bring it to their side, right?
And look at this in the mid lane right now. Star Punter's actually getting priority here. He's threatening the mid inhib.
They needed to start this Elder the moment they had control of the river. Elder doesn't do that much damage to you, but we'll see. Hook
oh,
lands.
and Blitzcrank Hook gets a priority target onto Luigi Mash, forces the Shockwave and the Arcane's proc. And look at that, Moosinator's going so low, Flare Pie deep in the backline. Chicken Delivery in a 1v1 with Ponderix. And he's going to be able to get out of the death round. But look at this, Star Punter finds a flank. He's jumping in onto Luigi Mash.
Oh, Star.
Gets the kill, forces the heal. But it looks like this fight is going into the favor of Kent State University.
It is, even though Laser King and Aluros are still pretty healthy, Laser King was not able to DPS.
Oh, and Chicken Delivery with the disrespectful recall. Kenny goes right in with the claw and gets the secure kill. Elder Dragon goes over to Kent State.
Yeah, that Elder, that's massive. Kent State has gotten everything now. This is their game to win. They will look for an end, and Kenny could probably do this.
Yeah, Kenny can probably do this. He throws the Q, but Kenny?
He's like, guys, did I not call to kill bot lane right here? Anyway, Kent State's still in the driver's seat here as they will break base, starting with middle inhibitor. That's a pretty good start, but not the best inhibitor to get. Rect wants to leave red up, but Scumbag Rect will take it and steal it. I'm just kidding. It died to his Amorate.
No, I meant
his Sunfire, right?
Kenny with the limit test there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I have a replay of the fight if we can take it. Yeah, look at this brawl over Drake. So my first thought was Laser King is not under threat, right? This Ezreal is doing a ton of work. But watch Star Punter. He wraps around the top and jumps in and just taps Luigi Mash. Easy peasy. 3 autos. He's dead. Flashes. And that threat forces Laser King. You see how he flashes there. That kill right there, that Star Punter, I think, took control of that area and resulted in them getting Elder. So this Tristana full build. Not only did we see the creative Baron take with the Tristana, that's something I'm putting in my notebook right now, actually. Not only that, but Star Punter on this champion has scaled into an assassin that can also DPS, and they're getting a ton of objectives from it. But it's remarkable how close the game is still and how long it has gone. Despite Kent State getting Infernal Soul, Baron, and Elder, York is still in this, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, Elder Dragon is just too strong of a buff.
Yeah, and you have to kind of respect and give everything. I think you can even give this inhib, but a lot of teams won't want to. I'm not sure what the right call is.
Oh, and the hook to Luigi Mash. Moosinator. My gosh.
Yeah, Moose hitting hooks today. He's hit like probably 10 of them, 5 being Ezreal Arcane Shifting, but the other 5, whew, that was a great one.
Yo, I'm pretty sure the Blitzcrank Rocket Grab is supposed to be a skill shot.
Oh.
This guy looks like it's pointing, makes it look like it's point and click.
Yeah.
Okay, I know, I take that back. I spoke too soon.
Keck, what are you even talking
Caster
about?
Chris, I'm sorry.
It's a skill shot.
And the first tower does go down here. It looks like there's going to be a fight. Volibear ulting in. Forces the tower to go down and be inactive. Aileros is going to go down as well. Star Punter with the final auto, fadeaway auto, jumps in deep. They're looking to kill down Chicken Delivery here, resurrecting from the Guardian Angel, not his ultimate. They got
no one's hitting the turret, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's going to be Kent State punching back and saying 1-1. That's why we have best of 5s, Keck. If this was a best of 1, we would never have known how it would went into game 2. We have it tied up 1-1. It's looking like it could easily be a 5-game series. Kent State with some draft adjustments banning